Hello everybody, thank you for watching this video. Today I want to show you how to use the online board game creator Flippity. So Flippity is a free to use online board game creator that allows you to make a variety of board games such as flashcards, flex cards which have multimedia on them, a game show that's styled like Jeopardy, a randomizer. But the one that I'm specifically going to be showing you today is how to create a Flippity board game. The reason I did this is because I feel like they're a little bit more advanced to do, just because they take a little bit more coding. So if you'll go ahead and click the instructions, it says make a copy of this template. If you click this, it will force you to make a copy. I have already done so I'm not going to make that again. You also have some other things where there are HTML color names and HTML color codes. Highly recommend clicking on the color names. If you do that, it looks just like this, and we'll kind of walk you through that in just a second. It also says add instructions to appear on specific spaces. I'll kind of show you that. Your card decks, you may also add answers to each of your cards. Edit your URL settings on the material tab. We'll get through that in a second. So I have already gone and made a copy and said this is the copy of my worksheet. And I have gone ahead and changed the name up here. You'll see that I have named mine Sarah Opley for copyright infringement purposes. But that's kind of the basis for my actual deck. And you'll see that I also have changed this beginner one. And so it normally says move forward 5 spaces. Well, now I've changed mine to say move forward, or I draw a question mark card. We'll kind of walk through what each of these does and how to change them and what can you change them to, what are your options. I highly recommend going to this last tab where it says get the link here and go ahead and clicking on this, just because it will take you to this, which is the standard board game. I've already made a couple changes just so I can show you what those look like, but we will go through everything step by step, sheet by sheet. So first of all, if you were over here on your tab, go back to the board game tab. And you'll say it says start and has an image. And that image, if you want to pull this out so you can kind of see what it says flag green. It is an image that they got from flippity.net. You can get images for anywhere. Again, that just kind of depends on where you want to get them. I would recommend getting them from somewhere where there is a website inside of that picture. Technically, I would go to something like what I use is called Pixabay. Pixabay is one that has creative and sharing royalty-free images. People put the images on there for the use of anybody. So like if I wanted a start flag. Now they're not going to have as much as like if you go to Google, but the thing is that you're not asking for like, you're wanting pictures that you can use for free, not necessarily like pictures that that are exactly what you want. So like if you're looking through here, there's not a whole lot of options there. That's one of the reasons why people you see will normally go to like Google or something, or they'll design it themselves. I left mine alone because it is so hard to kind of find good images that you can use. But anyway, so we go back to over here, and you can change that if you want to, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second. But we'll go ahead and move to the next part. So these say appearance. And you'll see that they have names. If you look, it's just a name. It says red, aquamarine, yellow, green, blue, whatever. Normally, it would say red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. I have already changed this to say the word aquamarine. Now, where did I get that? Over here, if you see that tab that I said to open, that HTML color names, these are all different color names that are supported by all browsers. Now, we're very specific on all browsers because we never want to code something into a game that cannot be seen on all browsers. Now, these are your color codes, but these are the color names. So for instance, if I wanted to use this one, which is called cornflower blue, I would come over to my sheet, and let's say I want to go ahead and change my blue. I would put cornflower blue, and it has to be typed exactly how this says. So it's cornflower, capital B, blue, all ran together. That's called camel case. Since it's in camel case, I have to also put it in camel case. Now you'll see there's a bunch of blues. Well, what if I want all my blues to look like that? if you want all of your blues to look like that, let me just whoop. If you want all of your blues to look like that, you'll go in here to the board games. And I've actually already done this, but what you could do is you can go up here to edit, hit find and replace, and you are going to click find. So the next one down would have been like orange, and I want to change it to light salmon. What I would do is I would hit find. When it found it, I want to make sure and just do this sheet. And I want to make sure in things like I may have to go back where it says green right here, flag green. If I change all the greens, when I change all of them to light salmon green, it is going to change this word up here to say light salmon green. So you may, instead of wanting to hit like replace all, you may hit find and hit replace one at a time. Now mine don't want to do that because I've already done and switched them over. But when you do that yourself, just keep that in mind. Okay, so now if I want to, I can go ahead and see what this looks like. To do that, we'll have to hit File. You're going to go to Share, and you're going to click Publish to the Web. Mine is already published, but I'll stop publishing to show you. Hit Start Publishing. Mine needs it to say OK. You can just go ahead and hit the X. Over here on the end where it says Get the Link Here, you can then just click your link. And this is what my board game looks like right now. These are a little bit mad at me at the moment just because when I did mine the first time, I kind of messed with their coding. I will have those fixed in just a second. Okay, so we got that fixed, just some coding issues. I wanted to go ahead and get that fixed for you. Alright, so going back to our Flippity, we have now changed the colors of our board game. Now we can look at the instructions. So if you go to Sarahopoli, and you look right here, this says like draw a question card, move forward 5 spaces, move forward, all the different things. The way to change that is super simple. You can go over here to copy Flippity and you can change these just by typing right here. Like where it says move forward 6 spaces, I want it to say move forward. Whoop, wrong one. I have too many sheets open. So this one I could say move backwards 2 spaces. I could change this one where it says, did you know you can customize these? I'm going to put this to, oh no, you have a flat tire. Go back 3 spaces. Okay, things like that. Any of that I can put on here. And we see that this is on spot number 7. I'm going to come over here, give my board game a refresh. And when I come over here to spot number 7, sometimes it takes a minute. It can take up to 5 minutes. That's why I say to go ahead and, it was always faster for me to be able to just go to publish to the web, stop publishing, okay, start publishing, okay. Then when I hit refresh, normally it has almost always loaded instantly until it's taken that 5 minutes. Of course, right now is when it's going to make a liar out of me, you know. But anyway, that's how you would change your instructions, is simply by doing that. Okay, so next on the list that I want to show you how to do, because we've now learned how to change the appearances, how to change the instructions on there. Again, you can change your Flippity start and your Flippity finish. But the next thing I want to show you how to do is change the actual name of the board game. So if you notice in the middle it says board game. Well, what if I want to do something different? And what I would do is come over here and I went to Google Drawings and I simply started a new Google drawing. I went down here to Word Art and said I wanted to design one. So I'm going to type in Sarahopoli. See if it inserts. There it went. And I can put this into whatever font I want. I would make it as big as you can make it for the space that you have, just because you want it as big as you can for your game. I'm going to change the color to like this, like let's say a light purple. And I'm going to change my border weight to like 4 point. I'm going to change the border color like, nah, I'm going to leave it black. I like the black. Okay, I'm going to save this as Sarahopoli. And I'm going to share this. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that this is anyone with a link. We're going to copy the link. And over here on our Sarahopoli game, the name, so right here the board game name, we're going to take it and we're just going to paste this right here. Okay. Again, for me, it's easiest to just publish the web, stop publishing, okay, start publishing, or you can hit publish right here, it doesn't really matter, hit okay, and then I'm actually just going to go ahead and close out my Flippity. Let's close out that other two, and these because we're done with them. Alright, and then I'm going to click get the link here, and click on my Flippity. And this will take some time to update. Now, all of this is kind of just working to update. Give it just a minute and it should update for us. Alright, so while we're waiting on that to update, we're going to go ahead and start looking at card decks. So if you'll click on card deck 1, you can kind of see where it says you can use a link to cards. You can use links on your cards, you can use websites on your cards, you can use YouTube videos on your cards. And if you come over to the board game, again, this is still updating, but you can click on their cards, and it says you can provide correct answers to the questions. What is the square root of 16? Click the check mark to check. Okay, so if I thought the square root of 16 was 4, I'd hit check and boom, it's a 4. And it says move forward 5 spaces. Okay. Again, if I click again, it says you can embed Desmos on your card, which are like these different little graphs and things like that. Click the cards again. It says you can use Google Drawings on your cards. You can link cards. You can click on these and it's linking you to a set of cards. Okay, you have that option to put those on your cards, or you have the option to just ask questions. You can even put images on your cards. You have a ton of different options. You can even put YouTube videos. So, depending on what you want to do and how far you want to go, you can easily do what you want to do. But the very basics that you need to know are you can either put a link to these in here for different things if you want to. You'd simply need to put link in front of it and then put it in the 2 little brackets. Or you can simply just put like a question answer like, what is the square root of 16? And your answer would go in the next column over, and we put that the answer is 4. Again, you can see that the images are just in the 2 brackets, and that just shows you that that's where it needs to be, and those are the same on all of them. Okay, once you've done that, eventually it will update to where it will have that as a card. Again, once you click over there, it'll take you to go through a couple cards because they always shuffle. See if I can get to mine. Maybe here a minute. I guess technically you can draw some twice. Let me go ahead and refresh. Reload. Okay, I clicked through until I got to it, and here's my card. And you can check the answer, 16. Again, you can do whatever you want to on those. So that's how you edit your cards. You do have 2 decks. This one is blank, so it's not showing up. The moment you add questions and answers, that deck will also show up. So if I type on here, what is the square root of 16, and I tab over, and I put an answer. Awesome. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pause it. You can now see that it has another deck. I've only put 1 question in there, but the deck does automatically populate. And the color goes off of the color that you picked for that deck. And that is over here located. When you do your materials, it is already over here where it says like, what color do you want? Well, these were blue and green. So when I replaced them, I went ahead and replaced these as well. Last few things are, if you want to change your tokens, which are your little pawns, you can do that. If you want to change your die, you can do that. You can change the font. And this right here is where you would put a link to instructions that will show up on your board game right about here. So good luck, and if you have any questions, please let me know.